In this series, Squishies compete to be the top chef, and you vote on the community tab for who created the best food. Previously on Squishy Top Chef Makeover. Simmons, your thoughts? Uni, why are you still eating this? You voted and Sid is moving on to the finale, but who will join him? The choice is up to you.
It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling.
Hello. For today's video, we are doing episode
3.
Squishy Top Chef Makeover! I think that was good. That was it. I think that was the take, guys. If you don't know what Squishy Top Chef Makeover is, it's a reality TV show food competition between my squishies. The Squishy Makeover part of this series is definitely inspired by Mariah Elizabeth. In each episode, I pick 3 squishies to compete and create food dishes. And you guys vote in the community tab on who won that episode. It's a whole thing. Today is a special episode because it's episode 3. Only one more squishy can be selected to make it to the finals. So let's get started with season 2, episode 3 of Squishy Top Chef Makeover. Yeah! I don't know. In a battle between culinary artistes and food, there can only be one top chef. Reigning all the way from the 1980s, this edgy-hedgy wish hog is prepared to make all of our dreams come true. The edgy-hedgy likes to live life on the edge, and she often gets herself into some trouble. That felt petty. This mother of one is going to be whipping up her own soda concoction. Okay, so this soda is in actually horrendous condition. The top of the soda can is basically disintegrating. Very crummy. The soda label is also peeling. The squishy is squishy, but it's not very slow rising. 4 out of 10. The design is just poo-poo. When I sanded this squishy, everything
fell apart.
It literally disintegrated into dust. But I had a squishy I could paint. Oh, no. Kind of. First, I had to trim off a bunch of the pieces that were still sticking out, and then I took out some slick paint. The color choice is not important. I was using this slick paint to make sure that everything was nice and smooth before I added the base coat. I've been finding if I do a layer of slick paint before I add the soft matte white paint, I get a much smoother surface for my squishy overall, especially if the squishy is turning into dust. Look at how nice this white base coat is going on. Oh my gosh, it's so opaque. Focus. For the actual colors on this squishy, I was modeling it based on Hedgenold, or Edgy Hedgy. She has a lot of rainbow colors that are very blended on her long mullet. I feel comfortable calling it a mullet. It looks like it has some poofy hair on top with a longer mane in the back. Dipping into this coffee color, a cream beige, cream cone color. It's the color of the edgy hedgy skin. I don't know why I can't remember the name of this color. What is this called? Tan! Why was that so difficult? Oh my gosh. We're painting the top of the soda can with the tan color, and I'm mixing together a little bit of a darker color. I felt like the tan was not dark enough, so I darkened it up and also added a bunch of drips down the side of this
blended rainbow.
Ooh, right there. That's my favorite part. The yellow and the orange and the green. Yeah, I like that. The original soda can design had some eyes that were protruding. To account for that, I decided to incorporate them into the design or the logo of this energy drink. That is too hard to say. I think we're just gonna call this energy drink Edge. Sounds cool. If you can't tell already, I was trying to model this logo off of the Edgy Hedgy's sunglasses. She's got lightning bolts in her sunglasses, she's got some stars, and her sunglasses are gray. To finish this off, I added some highlights to the drips as well as my signature to the back right corner. And here we have the before and the after for this soda can to energy drink transformation. I like this because I feel like this could potentially be a real energy drink logo. The triangle makes it look like it's potentially toxic, but in a fun way. Drink this poison. It's just like coffee, except you'll be cooler. like the Edgy Hedgy, who has been chillin' in the refrigerator, preparing for the judges. Edgy, tell us a little bit about your drink. Well, you definitely have a lot of energy, and it appears you've just mixed every soda together. I'm interested to see how it tastes, though. Uni, your thoughts? Interesting feedback from the judges, but will the votes agree? Good luck in the polls, Edgy. Raining all the way from the Ribbon Factory. Becca is a girl who loves bows, and she's got a bone to pick with the other chefs. That was rough. Becca will be giving this cupcake a makeover because bows. Okay, so here we have a cupcake. It has a pretty basic design. The yellow cake is an odd color. It's just a weird hue. I do really enjoy the wrapper having those stars. It reminds me of the 4th of July, and I of course love the bow.
Bows.
To start off, I'm sanding down the squishy to make sure that paint will adhere to it, and then I'm taking out a scissor to trim off any of the excess seams, but it didn't really have many, so I moved right on to the white base coat. I used a soft matte paint to make this thing a blank canvas. And once that's completely white, I dipped into this peanut butter color. It literally looks exactly like peanut butter. But I decided to use it for the cakey color on this cupcake. Becca has a brown nose, and I wanted to incorporate a little bit of brown into this piece without having an overwhelming chocolate sauce or something. Although this color looked like it was very dark, for some reason it was very transparent, and it took me a ton of coats of paint before I could move on to our periwinkle wrapper. I guess this color kind of looks a little bit more on the purpley side, but there is a lot of blue actually in this, so that makes it a periwinkle. Periwinkle is by far the weirdest name we have for any color. I just don't know why we're all accepting it.
Periwinkle?
That's the best we could come up with, really. For the frosting, I decided to go with this strawberry color. It's a little bit of a darker magenta. That's done, and I'm taking out a royal blue color for the bow. Becca has a royal blue bow, and I felt like that was a signature thing about her. Becca has a lot of hearts and dots and highlights on her, and I felt like it was important to incorporate those elements into her cupcake. I added my signature in royal blue to the strawberry frosting, and here we have the before and the after for Becca's cupcake. Here's the side-by-side comparison of the before and after, and I actually really like the after way more. And I think the cupcake looks even cuter when it's sitting next to Becca. All the colors go together, and I just
Love it.
Becca has spent her whole day tying ribbons into bows, and she's finally ready to show the judges what she's come up with. Becca, please tell us a little bit about your dish. The cupcake does look beautiful, but how does it taste? Bonnie, your thoughts? Fantastic reviews from the judges, but will the votes agree? Good luck in the polls, Becca. Raining all the way from the Bronx Zoo, Paul the Purple Panda is actually a New Yorker. You know what they say, a cupcake a day keeps the doctor away, and Paul really abides by this policy. He eats at least one cupcake a day. Paul, please don't eat this one. Okay, so this squishy is actually in very good condition. It's brand new. I just hate the design. There's no frosting, I don't like the cupcake wrapper part of it, and I hate the sprinkles. So we are going to sand this down and give it a totally new look. I decided to give this squishy a white base coat. Shocker. Although a white base coat is not technically necessary for every single makeover, I make it a requirement for every makeover because for me, it's just part of my creative process. If I see that white blank squishy, it really helps me brainstorm and be creative and come up with a totally new concept. I started off by painting the cupcake wrapper this light blue color that I find beautiful. I love this color. I also dipped into this light purple color and decided to paint that on the cake part of the cupcake. I don't think anything purple is usually a cake color, so I think for the purposes of this, we're gonna pretend this is a vanilla cake and it was dyed purple. Paul has hearts on the bottom of his paws, so I put a heart on the wrapper of the cupcake and added some sunshine rays because I thought that was cute. I then dipped into this light blue minty color and made that the color of the frosting. I decided the frosting was a little too plain, so I did add some purple sprinkles to spice things up a bit. The cupcake Paul is holding does have a cherry on top, so I added a magenta red cherry to the top of this cupcake. We're going for accuracy, people. I added some highlights to the cherry, as well as my signature on the bottom of the cupcake. And here we have the before and the after for Paul the Purple Panda's cupcake. There's something about this cupcake that I find very cute. I like it a lot more than the before cupcake. My goal for this makeover was to create a cupcake that was similar to the one Paul was already holding, but also a little different. I feel like we did that. Paul has been cooking and stirring things all day in the kitchen, and he's just about ready to face his destiny. Paul, can you tell us a little bit about your dish? Paul, you gotta let the judges eat it. Seaford, your thoughts? Colorful results from the judges, but will the votes agree? Good luck in the polls, Paul. And here we have all 3 of the dishes that were created in this episode. Don't forget to go to the community tab to vote for the squishy that you think did the best job and should move on to the finale. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more Top Chef, I have a playlist linked in one of these 2 boxes. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next week for another video. Bye!